I wanted to talk about how I've been doing this rebranding of my YouTube, of my website, of my content basically, and I've been trying to think about who I want to speak to, who my audience is, who am I, and why do I have anything of value to say to anybody. And I came to the realization that I can speak from a place of somebody who is anxious, somebody who has anxiety, and somebody who is introverted. And that makes me very different, because some people would say that the concepts of, comfort zones and going out and doing things and making life happen and meeting new people is all very simple and very easy. But if you think about it, everything that I've just said is something that comes easily to extroverts, something that comes easily to people who don't have anxiety of any kind. So what about the people who are introverted, whose natural comfort zone, whose natural habits and place and very nature is in being alone, or is in their own downtime, their own space, their own quiet? What about those people of the world? What about the people who do have anxiety, and so it's not as easy to just tell them to just go and do something? It takes a lot for them to be able to do it. And that helped me to realise that I have something that I can share about that other people who are perhaps extroverted or don't have anxiety don't have anything to say about it. Because I suffer with social anxiety and I am highly introverted, and I know that about myself from personality tests that I've taken and from general knowledge of myself now, I know that that's true. I can speak to you guys about how my life has changed and how I've made important things happen for myself despite having social anxiety, despite being introverted. Because there's nothing wrong with being introverted. Obviously, it's an amazing thing to be. I'm very proud of myself for being an introvert now that I know what it is. But beforehand, I did used to think that there's something wrong with me. Like, why don't I like to go to parties like everybody else? Why don't I want to make loads of friends and hang out with people all the time? Why do I get so exhausted after a social interaction? If you don't know what introversion is, then you can hate yourself and think that something's wrong. And this world very much says that extroversion is the norm. Because if you watch any film about teenagers, what are they doing? They're going out to parties and drinking in the park and sleeping with people all the time. But if that's not your norm, then you can think that there's something wrong with you, and there's not. It's just because you're introverted. It's not your natural thing. It's not what you want to do. It's not what you're comfortable with doing. So I think that I can bring value to you guys by talking about how it actually feels to do the techniques and mindset shifts that other people are talking about, but from the perspective of somebody who actually has anxiety like you do, and somebody who's actually introverted and finds these things harder than somebody who's extroverted, right? And I think that's the value that I can bring to you, and I hope to keep bringing it to you. I hope to learn more about myself and then provide more information to you, to do more research and provide that information to you, so to show myself and my personality so that you can understand yourselves better. Let me know if there's any topics in particular that you'd like me to touch upon. I always want to bring you value and make sure that we're here for a reason, you're here for a reason, and you're happy to stay and join the Mindset Managed crew, the Mindset Managed community, and we all just share and help and support one another. Because like I say, this world is difficult if you're introverted, because it can feel like your comfort zone is so much smaller than extroverted people, and that you're in a world that's kind of made for the extroverts and not the introverts, so that can be very difficult. And then, like I say, if you are somebody with anxiety, I mean, I'm not any kind of professional, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor. I will not be able to cure your anxiety, but I will be able to share my own personal experiences and the things that I've found useful to hopefully help you to manage your anxiety better, or at least go at your life in the best way you can, despite your anxiety being a passenger along the way. That's all I've got for you today, guys. I just wanted to express that, and obviously if things change along the way, then they will. I'll hopefully change organically, but I'll always be authentic. I'll always bring myself, my personality to you, and put the best foot forward that I can. Thank you for watching to the end. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be a proper member of the crew and keep up to date with these kind of videos. Take care, guys. Bye.